This is a KOCO 5 First Alert Weather Severe Weather Update.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Joseph Neubauer. Seeing some storms out there, kind of getting their act together in northwestern Oklahoma. We'll start close to the metro to show you not seeing much rain. So, with the rain kind of coming down a little bit in terms of a coverage, we're going to start to warm up a little bit and could start to, grab some instability, some of the ingredients we need for severe weather. That could become a reality as a boundary lifts to the north and ups our moisture. So later this afternoon, absolutely could have some of those baseline ingredients for severe weather. Some of the rain that we had earlier this morning, you can see lifting out of Lincoln County into Payne County and into Pawnee County. So that's kind of moving out of our immediate viewing area, where we have a pretty heavy storm that I've been tracking between Custer and Dewey counties. This is now moving into Blaine County near Watonga, just west of town. I mean, this is a pretty heavy thunderstorm, maybe producing some, half-dollar sized hail. I have the rain rates on there, but it was actually giving me 1.5 inches hail, which would be somewhere around $0.50, certainly larger than a quarter. So kind of veering or getting to a quarter, that is. So kind of getting close to severe in terms of the level of hail that we may be seeing in Watonga there in Blaine County. So that's probably the spot that I'm watching the closest on this entire map. Also, one thing I want to note is some of the cells that are developing down in Texas and down near the Red River. These are targets that we'll be watching for a severe weather outbreak potentially later this afternoon and through the evening hours. We actually have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Let's take a look. It's down there near Altus, Mangum, Lawton, down I-44 towards Wichita Falls. These spots under severe thunderstorm watch for that, tornado risk, but mostly for hail and wind. These areas will sort of get in on the action first, and then as storms lift out of this blue shaded area, that's when more of the tornado risk could start to kind of come into play. And the Weather Service has been pretty transparent that some of these counties left out surrounding this blue shaded area could be included in a tornado watch later on through the afternoon. So we'll have to watch. No word of when a hypothetical tornado watch would come down, but it probably would be for the southern half of the state and maybe even some portions of the OKC metro that would run into the late afternoon and evening. Again, we're going to be watching that closely because we did have an upgrade to our severe risk, especially on the south end of the state and southeastern Oklahoma, level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for Ardmore, Ada, Durant, McAllister, these spots there in that southeastern footprint. We're still under a 2 out of 5 here in the metro, and that is exactly where we were overnight when we had those tornadoes. So the tornado index maybe not quite as high here in the metro compared to southeastern Oklahoma, but we're still very much in that mode where we could see more tornadoes tonight with the damaging wind risk. I mean, running maybe up to 60 to 80 mile per hour gusts in this area shaded in orange. And also golf ball sized hail. That's one thing that we may see down there in southwestern Oklahoma where that severe thunderstorm watch has taken off. They might see some pretty large hail out that way. Still possibly seeing large hail here in the OKC metro, but that's not quite as much of a certainty as it is for our friends down there in southwestern Oklahoma. So yeah, they're getting in on the action as we speak. Storms kicking off, and like we've talked about all throughout the morning, storms will begin to lift off to the north into the metro as we head through the mid to late afternoon hours, bringing us our severe weather chance here across central and northern Oklahoma. And it gets busy into the evening. It's that same training of storms moving over the same spots over and over and over from south to north. Overall, things kind of evolving to the east as we head through the evening. We should maybe get a lull here in the metro through the later evening hours, but there will be additional storms that flare up into the overnight hours. And then as we head towards the morning commute and then past that, got to watch this for the kiddos heading to school and for yourself heading to work. One last round of storms as we push into the morning hours, early morning hours, into the mid to late morning hours, with even some lingering activity in eastern Oklahoma during the afternoon. So we'll have one last big round there in the morning and even early afternoon for Monday. We're under a 2 out of 5 risk as well, even a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk there in far eastern Oklahoma. That's one thing I've noticed, that some of those impacts for severe weather do shift a little bit further east on Monday. But it's still going to be a very fluid forecast, and you're going to need to stay weather aware, especially those morning. I mean, having it during the morning commute, I think, is not a great thing. So that's why you need to be glued to any app you have. Severe weather is going to be something you need to really be razor focused on. When it's all said and done, we've picked up 3 to 4 or 5 inches of rain. We could pick up an additional 3, 4, 5 inches of rain on top of that, bringing us close to 10 inches. That was always sort of in the ballpark of where we could end up on the high level of a final tally for rain, and we're certainly on pace for that when you look at a busy afternoon and evening here on Sunday, and then during the morning and early afternoon on Monday. By Tuesday and Wednesday, Rain's out. We'll have some nice weather through the middle of the work week. Small chances continue towards the end of the week, but as of right now, not expecting any severe weather there as we round out the 5+5 day forecast. Back